Yo, guys. Welcome everyone to another Roulette Rifle 7 match. We got a console match coming up. It's the loser bracket round 3 between Phanium and Crewdy. We're starting off on China, picked by Phanium. Second map will be Mumbai, picked by Crewdy. Crewdy also banned Colorado, whereas Phanium banned Bangkok. We're just a minute away from the first spin. This was all scheduled very last minute. But I think we got it all under control. 1 minute away. First to 6 points. Let's see at the lifetime. Let's take a look at the lifetime performance here. Phanium has played the map twice so far. Won once and lost it once. Whereas Crewdy played it 4 times, so twice as much, won it once and lost 3 times. This should be a good matchup, and the pressure is on with it being the loser bracket. The loser of this match will sadly be out of the tournament. So good luck to both players. Let's hope we see a great match here. China is a great map already, in general and for roulette, so I'm curious to see what these players will do here. We're a few seconds away. And let's see what the spin will be. So, for Hush, we got a falling object as the perfect test subject. And for Imogen Royce, explosion accident as the facility guard. That's not too bad. Also chat, are the volume levels alright? This was all a bit last second, the scheduling and the setting up, so kinda had to rush, so please give some feedback around that. We already see Phanium loading in, very quickly. Alright, thanks chat. And Crewdy loading in now as well. Let's see where they decided to start. We see a block guard start from Phanium, whereas Crewdy decided to start in the suit on the balcony. So, different strats off the bat. We always love to see that. Phanium is gonna work on an early Hush isolation here. Oh wait, he doesn't even need to do that, of course, because it's a falling object. He's already setting up the coin trap. He's gonna sabotage the satellite, making Hush go outside. Crewdy doing the same thing, only from the balcony start. In-game time-wise, there's barely any difference now, and they pretty much have synced up, with the only difference being that Phanium is not trespassing here, whereas Crewdy is. We wonder how, if that comes into play. We see Crewdy do the same thing here, setting up 2 coins for the birdcage, just above that door where Hush will come from, on his way towards the satellite. And now Crewdy did panic some guards with a double impact while shooting that camera. And that's where the advantage of Phanium came into play, because he could just start at as the block guard, take care of the evidence straight away. Meanwhile, he's also knocking out the perfect test subject. And now he didn't shoot a drone just yet, which is fine. This could actually be a really quick spin. Ideal disguise is there as well. Ooh, and we get a rip from Crewdy while trying to crowbar open that door. So a minute and a half lead for Phanium now, which is huge on a map like China. Whereas every spin, according to codes, can be finished within 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's huge. Phanium already throwing down the propane for the Imogen Royce kill. Now he has to wait until Hush gets under the falling object. He's gonna do a long ranger, which is very nice actually. Saves him some traveling after he's done the kill. Now he just has to be waiting patiently and keeping a good eye out with the instinct, making sure he doesn't miss Hush, because there's only one shot at this. Meanwhile, Crewdy almost back to where he started. Still started out as the balcony. Did bring an SMG here, so now has to be careful about the camera. Decides not to shoot it this time, so there's no panic from the guards. Picking up the propane as well. Throwing it upstairs already, that's interesting. Because you don't really need it there. But yeah, Crewdy's gonna try to obtain the perfect test subject, this guy's not too. Meanwhile, Phanium lining up the shot. Be patient, he's not there yet. Hush is just about to go outside at the 3-minute marker. He will see the first coin. Can't shoot it yet. Now he can shoot it. And beautifully done. Long ranger, falling object kill. And that sets him up with more than enough time to get ready for Imogen here. And very conveniently, Imogen also brings along the disguise he needs. The facility guard, which is her personal bodyguard. Calm is the facility. Meanwhile, Crewdy obtaining the perfect test subject disguise. He's about 2 minutes behind though. He really needs to hope for a rip from Phanium here. Don't crowbar that door again, Crewdy. Don't. They will spot you. You can go around. Okay, that works. You can shoot it open. Right, Crewdy is about 40 seconds away from the falling object kill. Whereas Phanium calmed the guard, knocked down Imogen with the propane. And he's just gonna shoot it here because this body is calmed anyway, so it doesn't matter that he gets found. And Imogen will be an accident, of course. Decides to change back. Oh, he wanted to double check if he had the right disguise, I'm assuming, right here. Sets up for the kill, guts it, green guns. Picked up the level 3 dongle and he's on his way to the exit. I can't see this go wrong anymore for Phanium. There's no bodies left to be found. So yeah, that unfortunate rip of Crewdy 2 minutes in was the deciding factor here. A very clean run here from Phanium. And that's no photo finish at all. 5-star silent assassin, very well done. So, Phanium picking his own map choice, which is always nice, a nice start of a match. I'll pay out the predictions as well. Phanium won that. There you go, for whoever betted on Phanium, enjoy your clown points. I'll quickly set up the next spin for these two players. Give me 2 minutes, chat, and I'll be right there. Alright, I am back. Spin is set up. Let me start a new prediction as well before I forget. One moment. Alright chat, predictions are up as well. You got 5 minutes to vote. So yeah, that was very clean from Phanium there. No mistakes whatsoever. A nice long ranger kill on the birdcage there for the hush kill. Also smart thinking to already throw the propane down. Then good use of the calmer there. No bodies were able to be found because they were either calmed or killed in an accident. Very, very clean. Crewdy couldn't really get going there. Had a very unfortunate rip with opening the door with the crowbar 2 minutes in. And that basically costed him that map. Then again, it's first to 6, and it was Phanium's map choice, so nothing is lost just yet. We're on to Mumbai now, which is Crewdy's map choice. So let's see if he can equalize the score after at this map. So Mumbai, is always an interesting one. A lot of traversing. With one very strong meta though, which is the brick lure. And then how you want to handle Vanya and Dawood. Well, that's up to players' preference. But it's all about the brick lure here. So we're about 2.5 minutes away. The predictions are up. Feel free to bet your points if you have any. And yeah, chat, what would you guys like to see here in this spin? Anything you're hoping for? Some tricky disguise, some tricky kill method? A little less than 2 minutes away. We got a falling object on Vanya from Leo. That could be interesting. You got a couple of opportunities to do that. One more tricky than the other. I mean, the safe one would be using the boat, of course, with the brick lure. But if you're feeling fancy, you could go for one of the bird cages, like at the train yard. So yeah, that's definitely an interesting option. I'm also adminning this match, so I sadly already know what the spin is gonna be. But no worries, I won't spoil it. And we're about a minute away. Also interesting to see, Phanium has no experience yet in tournaments on this map, as you can see. 0-0-0. Whereas Crewdy played it twice. Won it once, lost it once. So, in terms of tournament experience, slight advantage here for Crewdy, although that doesn't have to say anything because we're unaware of the practice these two players have done on this map outside of tournaments, of course. And I'm glad I grabbed myself some water for this, so I'm gonna do a lot of talking here. But yeah, as you can see, both players already getting ready at the skywalk start, which is also part of the meta, the early isolation for the Maelstrom, of course, and then the brick lure. It's more about micromanaging a lot on this map. But yeah, guys, spin is live. What do we have? We have Consume Poison for the Maelstrom as the elite tug. Ah, so no early isolation for the Maelstrom. We got Injected Poison as the food vendor for Vanya. It's a live kill. And we got the Saber for Dawood as the Holy Man. That is an interesting spin. So this one might actually change up the standard meta that I mentioned at the start. Oh, you definitely can't knock out the Maelstrom right from the Skybridge start, so that's one thing. Also, there's an interesting option here with the Saber for Dawood, with the Saber being all the way up in the tower. So you could still do the brick lure, but then it would be some back and forth, like you'd have to go to the tower, retrieve the Saber, and then go back there. So it's interesting to see how they're gonna approach this. And that's an interesting point as well, indeed. I didn't even see that. They need the Holy Man disguise as well. but they can't knock out the Maelstrom. You don't see that every day either. So we still see a Skybridge start from both players. And most likely see a bump on the Holy Man. Yeah, just like Crewdy and Phanium are both doing here. And that's gonna be a KO. Most likely dumping the body in the crates. Yeah, mirrored gameplay here. Both taking the Holy Man disguise. But now, like with the Skybridge start, you automatically trigger the flag for the meeting between the Maelstrom and that chick on the hill. And he will roughly drink from that tea, I believe it is, or drink, anyway, at 4.5 minutes. So it is crucial that both players, well, for one, obtain the disguise, but also make sure that they've poisoned the drink before then. And it's roughly around 4.5 minutes. Oh, and we see a rip there from Crewdy. Phanium already got the Elite Tuck disguise.
47. Our intel suggests the
Picks up the brick right now.
hiding somewhere in the city slums.
And he still has a solid 3 minutes to get up there and poison the tea there. Because you just don't want to miss that cycle at all. Meanwhile, Crewdy boxing up the Holy Man, got the disguise. He's only like a minute behind in-game time, and on a big map like Mumbai, it doesn't matter that much. Now Phanium shot down the ladder here, climbing up to the hill, getting ready to poison this drink. He needs to be a bit careful. Yeah, because that lady is looking there. He's gonna need to do some sort of distraction. And the flag has just been raised. He's doing a little thrown distraction here to get the lady out. He is poisoning the right glass. No one spots him. He's all set for the Maelstrom kill, who should die in 4.5 minutes, or in 2 minutes, but at 4.5 in-game time. And now this is interesting. Crewdy is opting to go for the Dawood kill straight away. He wants to get him in the tower, with the saber being right there. I mean, the T is not the only option for the Maelstrom, but it is the most convenient one. And you can do it remotely. Other option would be to actually server it, but then you have to have the disguise nearby, which can be pretty tricky, really. So let's see how we will decide to deal with that. Meanwhile, Phanium is luring the taxi driver, which is also secretly a food vendor, because the economy in Mumbai is bad, you know, so people have to have 2 different jobs. Also shoots that little pot that has a coin, and this dude drops a coin as well. That's 2 coins for a potential exit there at the other taxi driver. So that's a lot of setup here from Phanium. He's just blasting through this so far. Really great performance until now.
Producer of mediocre movies and a full-time criminal.
Meanwhile, Crewdy made it. Ooh, he decided not to. He does KM. Ooh, this is gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky, Crewdy. This is gonna be risky. And I think I couldn't even see that guard right there. He almost forgot him. That could almost spot him, and he did save it. So Crewdy does have Dawood isolated in his tower. He changed into the bodyguard disguise, so he could pick up the saber freely, just the floor below. Meanwhile, we got Phanium, and there we go, yeah, 440. Maelstrom is dead. No rest for the wicked, however. Now let's see what the next order of business is for Phanium. I'm assuming he's gonna go back to retrieve his Holy Man disguise before he starts the brick lore, which I'm assuming he's gonna do. Crewdy walking down, grabbing the saber right here. Legal to carry in the bodyguard disguise. Going back up. Gonna change into the Holy Man disguise and get an easy kill on the wood. So different order here for both players. I'm personally more a fan of Phanium's approach with the T for the Maelstrom, because it's just gonna get trickier and trickier to get that kill done. Like I said, now you either have to serve him in the market, or I don't even know if he repeats a cycle, like that he goes again back up, because he can't trigger. No, it shouldn't happen, I think, because the flag is auto-raised with the Skybridge start. So he can't raise it again, I'm assuming. Meanwhile, Phanium making his way up the tower as well. In the local security disguise, which is also a guard outfit, so legal to carry the saber. Phanium is gonna do a lot of setup before triggering the brick lure, which is smart. So he has that food vendor disguise ready near the barge already. We've seen him do that earlier. Now he's gonna drop the saber there as well, and then we start to get ready to initiate the brick lure here. Crewdy, 5.5 minutes in the bodyguard disguise. Is also, he was gonna shoot the ladder here, but like I said, the Maelstrom is now already there. And he already drank from his tea. So this is not an option anymore. It is an option to get oh, he's putting him in a lockdown. That's very interesting. Maybe he hopes to reset that entire sequence. That could work in theory. It could be very interesting. And he also has an elite dog disguise nearby here, in this house to the left on the other side. So he might still be able to salvage this, although it does look tricky. And of course there's panic everywhere by putting the Maelstrom on a lockdown. At the other side, however, we have Phanium initiating the brick lure. We're gonna see the standard 2 KOs here on these guards outside. And then we're gonna see 3 more KOs. One on Rima, the assistant of Vanya, and her 2 guards that are following her. And then we're gonna see an injected poison kill. He already has the food vendor disguise. We'll have to be careful with the prompts, of course, to not get a GRB. So this is pretty textbook from Phanium. Very solid execution though. He's just blasting through the level so far. Alright, and now for Crewdy. Things have calmed down. If he's lucky, he can poison this. But now the only question is, will the Maelstrom get back? And will this entire conversation be reset? And will he drink again? Questions, questions, questions. And it's really hard to tell. Because I honestly have no idea. So we're gonna keep a good eye on that. Phanium is gonna work on the knockouts here. It's gonna be 1 by 1, 1 guard. And there you got Rima. And the last KO. Be careful here. And now get the injected poison. He doesn't get a GRB. And that's Vanya down. And he's just flying through it. Now on to the last spot. He already threw the brick, so the wood will be approaching the barge at this point. He already has the saber and the holy man there, so he just needs to isolate the wood, and then he's close to an exit. Oh, and a replan. And that's what I feared already. You can't reset that convo. He's not gonna drink again. So that is gonna be, or he didn't get the disguise yet. But yeah, you really wanna just set that up straight away. I like Phanium's thinking there.
Our intel suggests
He was well
the
aware
mayor
of that
is hiding somewhere in the city
that scenario.
I've marked the headquarters of the Crows on your map.
So a gigantic lead here for Phanium. And he's gonna knock out these guards as well. Needs to be careful that he's not letting them fall into the water and get a non-target kill. The wood sees a body, but only the wood saw him. Hopefully. I don't think the other guard saw him just yet. He has the saber. He has the holy man. Right moment of truth. Will he get green guns back? He should. No, the other guard saw him too. And that's a rip, and it's all equal. The guard saw it too. Oh, 10 minutes in. That's a huge rip by Phanium, and it's all equal again. Small lead even for Crewdy. And look at this. Crewdy learned from his mistake and is changing it up now. He's gonna set up the poison kill first, which is a smart thing to do. That's well done from Crewdy. Oh, that's such a painful rip by Phanium. It already looks scary there. The wood saw the body, but and the guard saw it too. Just knocked him out too late. And red guns. He was hoping to see the red guns be restored there after he threw the saber at the wood's throat. But no. 10 minutes in. The first tiny little slip up from Phanium in this match. He's been playing rock solid so far. He's just got to stick to his plan, really. Just do what he did. Except that ending, maybe he played that one a little safer. But other than that, his threat is flawless here. Now Crewdy set up the poison. Now he needs to obtain the elite tuck disguise on time. So again, roughly 4 minutes and 30 seconds in-game time. Give or take 10 seconds. Which should give him enough time, really, to acquire the elite tuck disguise. Just needs to clear out this area and then head down. This guy has a key for this door, so no worries here. Now there is an elite tuck disguise down here. It's quite easy to obtain. Crewdy is dragging these bodies inside just to be safe. He could just drag the holy man, change into this crow disguise here already. Leave the holy man disguise here.
Good luck.
Crewdy being ultra safe here. He doesn't need to drag these bodies, but does anyway. Doesn't hurt to be safe though. And he still has a lot of time. He still has over a minute to obtain the elite tuck disguise, which is the guy right here. He's all alone in this room. Very easy grab. I would box this guy though, Crewdy. There you go. Alright, so that's everything set up. Meanwhile, Phanium also poisoning the tea again. Like Phanium's run is like, it feels like slightly more optimized. Like in-game time wise. But still, the kill will occur at the exact same time. So it's more about everything you can do in the meantime. As you can see, this guy that Crewdy is dragging currently is a food vendor, which he will need for the Vanya kill. And Phanium is dragging the same guy. and picking up the coins. Alright, now Crewdy is just gonna wait. Maelstrom should die within the next 15 seconds or so. And now this could be interesting too. We saw Phanium like in his previous run, assuming he's gonna do the exact same, already setting up the saber and everything. Whereas Crewdy here is just gonna go for the brick lore already. But the Maelstrom is not dying. Please tell me he poisoned the correct lass and not the wrong one. I might actually have missed that. Because he should be dead now already.
First round is on me if you go check that out.
He did the left he did the correct left. Then it's strange that the Maelstrom is not dying yet. There we go. 5-12 here. That may have to do with a little bumping at the start. Or a little distraction. But yeah, Maelstrom is dead.
Well done.
Well done.
No rest for the wicked, however.
Already great to see Crewdy changing up his strat, realizing where it went wrong, and adjusting on the fly, which is really not an easy thing to do during a tournament match. This is interesting as well. Again, very different approaches. Phanium again obtaining the saber already. He wants to have just all the disguises set up and the saber set up. So when he does the brick lure, it will be just all one fluid motion. Whereas Crewdy still needs to retrieve the... Ooh, and we see a rip there. We see a restart from Phanium. I kinda missed what happened there, chat, so if you can fill me in. I was focused on Crewdy for a second there. Crewdy, no, the wrong disguise kill. Thank you very much, chat. It's hard to keep full attention on both screens at the same time. Alright, well, for the first time a very big lead for Crewdy here.
47. Shaw and Rangan are both on the move.
And he's gonna work on the Vanya kill first. Which is very interesting. He's picking up some more melee items, which is always nice to do. Just in case you have to throw a second one, for whatever reason. Alright, so we're gonna see 3 KOs here on Crewdy. I'm gonna focus on his screen for now, because Phanium just restarted, and we know his threat for the setup.
That is Vanya Shaw, self-appointed queen of the...
So now the safest way to do this is to bump Rima, the chick in yellow there, the assistant. Start with her, KO her first, because she has the worst head turns. The guards don't really. He does have to catch up on them though. And there we go. Third KO, and now not get a GRB here. Be careful, she's gonna do an awkward turn there. Alright, well done. And we see another restart from Phanium. And we see, very well done from Crewdy there. The super long animation from Vanya before she died. Good on him to wait, because else he would be forced to restart. Alright, that's 2 kills down. And an 8-minute lead for Crewdy here on Mumbai. Now let's see what he is planning on doing for the wood. What type of isolation we're gonna see here. And if he does manage to isolate him, he still needs to retrieve the saber as well. Which is not hard to do, because like the wood is bringing guard disguises on his own. But it will add at least 2 minutes to his time. But by this point, the lead is just so incredibly large that even that should not matter. And Crewdy is looking for his disguise of the Holy Man. Yes, that's where you left it. But this took quite some time now, so now the wood should already be near the crow's nest. Yeah, decides to just leave it there again and go as a crow. Yeah, look at this. So the wood is already here now, so you can't do the fastest methods anymore of isolating him with either a snail or knocking them out on the barge or whatever. Oh, and look at how far his guards are. That's insane, actually, for Crewdy. Also keeping a small eye on Phanium, who is just got the elite tug. He's gonna set up the T-kill as well. Oh, but now he's gonna do a lot of... Yeah. Crewdy is gonna take the slowest method, which takes a lot of patience, and because it's slow and it takes so long, there's also a lot of room of error here. He really needs to take this one by one. So like, drop a weapon and then KO him in time. He can't also do it like all three at once because he has some bodies left down there in the tunnel. So that's the first one, knocked him out, has to drag him down and repeat. And this is very, very time consuming. No, you don't. You want to interrupt him. You want to interrupt him, Crewdy, with some distractions. Uh-oh. Crewdy, that coin throw. You got one from above. You got a crow from above. You're gonna rip if you don't pay attention, yo. A crow guy from above is gonna come down. He's gonna potentially spot bodies if you're not careful. This guy is calmed. I mean, he dragged them all the way. Yeah, and there you have it.
Listen up, I got some poor son of a bitch lying on the ground.
Yeah, that coin. You could hear it. That's a sad rip. 11 minutes in as well. Oh, you could hear it from the dialogue when he threw that coin. Crewdy panicked there a little because he saw that the maelstrom the wood was already saying, alright, fuck this takes too long, I'm gonna head back. So in the split second of panic he threw a coin, but he threw it so far that the crew on top of the roof, a crow on top of the roof heard it and went down. And he didn't drag one of those bodies far enough so that door wasn't closed. And he spotted a body. Oh, so both players having a rip like 10 plus minutes in. That's a feel bad. And that's a big lead again for Phanium. He does have to have the elite tug disguise ready soon though, because the maelstrom will die. Yeah, but the door was still open. It got either blocked by a body or by a weapon. I'm not sure why Phanium is changing up his threat. His threat, like the very first playthrough, was just solid. This seems more optimized, but he's still in time. Ooh. He's still in time. There we go. Phanium's gonna go quicker and quicker. He has a big lead here. And that's the maelstrom down. And now again, like, I do like this from Phanium though. Like all the setup, like making sure that the saber is there already as well. Because I'm personally just not a fan of that whole isolation for the wood that Crewdy there did with like the weapon drops and stuff. It's so super time consuming and so much can go wrong. You don't have to raise the flag. If you start a skybridge, it will auto raise on its own at 1 minute and 50 seconds. Maybe slightly slower on console. You don't have to trigger a raise the flag manually, they'll do it. But yeah, Crewdy sticking to what he was doing. Phanium retrieved the saber. He's gonna set it all up, and he's getting he's getting ready for the brick lure within the next minute or so. Yeah, looks like it. I'm not a big fan of those bodies that are lying there, because there are a few tiny holes there that they could potentially see them through.
You should go see what it was.
No problem.
Phanium retrieving the coins there. Uh-huh.
No way.
And again, Crewdy has to deal with a lot of trolling from the game at the moment. He still has a solid minute to get into the elite tuck disguise though, which is right around the corner. So he's well on time for this. But yeah, Phanium is done with a lot of his setup already. We're gonna see the brick lure right now. And then we're gonna see the 2 KOs on the guards at the container. And then a triple KO and an injection. It should be pretty textbook at this point. Let's hope he can pull it off. Crewdy in the elite tuck disguise. Just waiting. He's gonna drag this body as well. Alright, so double KO there for Phanium. This is looking very solid now. And there's Vanya and her entourage. So, quick triple KO, a little bumping and delaying, one by one. And Vanya should be down in the next minute or so.
47. That man you just eliminated.
In the meantime, Maelstrom
That was the Maelstrom.
just died for Crewdy,
Done.
but he is a good 4 minutes behind Phanium here. He has to hope for a rip. And there we go, triple KO. Doesn't get the GRB, gets the injected poison on Vanya, and that's 2 targets down. The wood will be on the barge when Phanium gets there, and this is looking very promising for him at the moment. Now let's see for this last part if Phanium is gonna decide to play it a little safer, or if he's gonna stick to the same thing. I'm still not a huge fan of those 2 bodies there. Like between those 2 stone things, right? There's just like a little split where they could potentially see the bodies. I've had that happen before. I'm not a fan of this. What? Still green guns. And Phanium is gonna stick with the same strats here. He is gonna wait a little bit more now. Nobody found this time. Still green. Got all the knockouts. Got the saber here. This is looking very solid for Phanium. Last kill on the wood. Taxi right here and the exit. Very well done. Sub 10 minutes. 9 minutes 59. GG's. Oh, that was a roller coaster of a map for both players. That just went back and forth. Both players had a huge rip 10 minutes in. But Phanium does take the map and the 4-0 lead. He does win Crewdy's map. So now it's all pressure is on Crewdy here. He has to win this next map or his tournament is over. And looks like the third map is Dubai. Let me pay out the predictions for you guys. There we go. And I'll be setting up the next spin. Give me 2 minutes, chat. Alright, I'm back and that's set up. Let me also set up a prediction for you guys so you can use your clone points. One moment. Right, chat, predictions are up as well. Feel free to bet. We got Dubai and Phanium is on match point here. If he wins this map, the match is over, which will sadly mean that Crewdy will be out of the tournament, with this being a lower bracket match, a loser bracket match. So the pressure is all on Crewdy here. And we have Dubai, which is in general a very short map. Not much room for error or restarts here, which arguably makes the pressure even worse when you're behind like that on a short map. And we got a little break, 4 minutes here. But yeah, what a moonbite that was, chat. First we had Phanium with a huge lead, ripping 10 minutes in. And then it was mirrored, Crewdy with a big lead. And then that unlucky distraction on the crow on the roof, who went down and spotted the body. And that was a rip 11 minutes in. And after that, Phanium made no mistakes. And managed to pull out the win at the end there. That was such a roller coaster of a map, chat. Hope you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, 3 minutes away from Dubai. Is there anything you want to see? Also, a little break is nice. I can drink some water and have a little rest from all the talking. But yeah, Crewdy has it all to do here. He had a chance there. He was unlucky with the crow on Mumbai. In the end, didn't manage to equalize the score here. Can I check Discord? Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that language there. I'll look at it later. I can't. I'm already multitasking. I can't do too much as one at once. But yeah, guys, we're 1 minute away from potentially the last map. It's all up to Crewdy here on Dubai. Let's quickly take a look at the lifetime performance. We have Phanium. He's played them 5 times, won it twice, lost it 3 times. Versus 2 times of Crewdy, where he won once, and he actually had a draw on Dubai. You don't see that too often. That's very interesting. "15 seconds away." The quiet before the storm chat. And we have Dubai here. What will it bring us? Alright, here we go, chat. So, for Carl Ingram, we got Electrocution as the famous chef. And for Marcus Stuyvesant, we got the leather opener in the suit. So, suit start. Now, this could be interesting. Like, you can either rush Carl, of course, and get him with that. What is it called? That water cylinder, whatever, up there, and electrocute him there. Or you could opt to let him go and get him later on in the penthouse, like make him sick there and getting in the bathroom with an electrocution, with the famous chef outfit being right there. Like, the former is probably the fastest approach, but both can be viable here.
On behalf of His Royal Highness Omar Al-Ghazali,
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see a suit start, obviously. Different approaches here though. Phanium opting to go for the elevator, whereas Crewdy is just using the standard way and climbing right up. Looks like he is gonna rush Carl. He does want to get him here and not in the penthouse. And he just goes for a subdue on this guard. That's interesting. Hits his calmer shot on the other guard. Oh, but look at this, he's a bit too slow. Uh-oh. That guard is gonna wake him up if he's not careful.
Hey, you alright? Oh,
This is very risky here from Crewdy. But he does save it. Because that guard at the elevator is blind. This is still good. But now he needs to hurry up and not miss Marcus down here. And he is gonna miss Marcus, who is already long gone. Yeah, that isolation just took slightly too long on Crewdy's side here. Alright, what I'm assuming he's gonna worry about that later. He's just gonna obtain the famous chef disguise now and get the electrocution kill out of the way, and then get Marcus' second cycle. We get a little buffering from Phanium here. Ah, there we go, he's back. He did have a rip. Decided to use the chef to go up. This is an interesting choice. You don't see that too often. And he gets found trespassing again, and that's another restart. I couldn't tell who he got spotted by, because the screen was just buffering right there. But yeah, there's a small lead for Crewdy here, but he does have to wait for the second cycle of Marcus Stuyvesant. So that is allowing Phanium enough time to catch up, potentially. But so far, so good. Oh, nice. I didn't know there was a leather opener there as well. I only know of the other one. So Crewdy picking up the leather opener for the Marcus kill. Gonna get into the famous chef disguise. First the Penthouse one. Meanwhile, Phanium finally making it here without getting caught trespassing. He's gonna run into the same problem here as well though, where he needs to start rushing this because Carl will walk away soon. Yep, he's already starting to move. Now Crewdy has to do a little dragging here. And he should get the kill of Carl pretty quick. He is dragging all these bodies, which is not needed. No one comes here. Okay, there we go, and that's the water thingy. He's actually gonna puncture it with the screwdriver. That's funny. But where is your taser? He didn't pick it up yet. It's on his left here. Well, the good thing is that Crewdy has lots of time anyway, because he has to wait for the second cycle. But like I said, this is allowing Phanium to catch up though, despite having ripped 3 or 4 times before that. Alright, Crewdy with the taser. Gets the kill, back to green guns. Needs to get his suit back. And then get ready for Marcus, who should be back at the security room at 6 or 7 minutes. And then it's like 8 minutes until he gets that. So yeah, while very much ahead with in-game time, it is starting to look that Phanium still has a solid lead here though.
Right there. That's Marcus Stuyvesant.
Yeah, Crewdy, you don't want to be there and trigger even more dialogues. You don't want to do that.
He might not look like
You'll only make the waiting part worse.
more damage to the world than you could dream.
You don't want to do that. Meanwhile, Phanium making his way up to the famous chef. Yeah. Letting Marcus go and having to wait for him on the second cycle is just on Dubai for roulette. That's just so costly. So despite Phanium ripping 3 or 4 times here, he did manage to get Marcus isolated already and Carl set up. So despite being minutes behind in-game time, he's still very much ahead here. Even Calmer's the famous chef here. Calmer's the chef, and back to green guns as well. So both have Carl killed here.
Oh, come on. I hate cleaning artists.
And Crewdy is sticking around as well, so he's triggering every possible dialogue, which is only
A strong one. Yes.
gonna take us longer. Alright, moment of truth here though. It could still get close if he managed to do something tricky here. This could still be very close, but he needs to hurry up. He needs to do like some crazy KO here soon, because Phanium is gonna get the kill soon as well. He can't wait. Yeah, he lets him go into the security room. And that's the exit by Phanium for almost. Yeah, letting Marcus go. That was the big difference here. You never want to do that. You never want to let Marcus go. It just takes too long. Look at that, like 6.5 minutes before he's back in the security room. Like he wasn't aware, but if he was, he could have done something risky. But yeah, that's a GG and a clean sweep here from Phanium. I'm just gonna wait a few more seconds till officially the photo finish is over.
Nice suit.
Which would be in Phanium's advantage anyway. Just to be sure. Gets the
We got
kill.
him, 47.
Oh,
Soon
and he's
there will be no
dragging
more.
and he's getting ripped while putting
We
these
need to
bodies
find an
away.
exit. Our business is done here.
And that's a GG, a clean sweep from Phanium. Very well done. It was not Crewdy's day. I've seen Crewdy play in the World Championship just a couple of months ago, and he's a really good player. Even managed to make it to the knockout scene. But today just was not his day. Phanium, very impressive today. Played very solid overall. No mistakes on Dubai except for some early rips. A very, very, very good chunking. First try. He had a costly rip on Mumbai, but did manage to take it by the end. And that's a GG. And sadly, Crewdy is out of the tournament now, with this being a loser bracket. I'll quickly pull up the brackets actually. This was a soul match, right? Yep. And that's also, yeah, it might have been some fatigue on Crewdy's part as well, having played another match not too long ago, which he won against Butch. But yeah, there you have it, guys. A clean sweep by Phanium here, who will move on to face I Like Hitman, who also played today against Docker, which was just a top-class performance of RR from both players. So I Like Hitman against Phanium. That's going to be a very, very close matchup. Should be a great match. GG to Crewdy. Sadly, his tournament runs to an end here. Hopefully, we will see him again in the next RR8. But big GGs to him. Did very well. Let's quickly